We're about to start the finals on the winner side in this Balkey 100,000 league changer tournament. And we have Leroy Jones and AKEIM Balkey playing off in a race of three. We have our referee, which is Steve McKinley, one of our Kingston class, who would be referee for this finals. And this should be an interesting showdown between one from Kingston, one representing Kingston, which is AKEIM Balkey, and Leroy Jones representing Manchester. And at the break. No, AKEIM broke dry, and Leroy is at the table. Now Lee sinking stripes. No, this table is not a clear-cut layout because there's a number of balls tied together. One, you have the one ball tied with the 9, and the 13 and 12 tied with the 8. So there no doubt that he will have some tactical play in this rack, and there's the first sign of the tactical play. So what Lee is doing is trying to tie up the one ball in that little cluster just to create a little more confusion for AKEIM. Now AKEIM is studying the rack. Now he attempt to sink the 6 in the side, still leaving little or no option for Lee. However, Lee has the 14 in the right corner pocket and also the 11 straight up. He attempt to bank that 10 ball. So we are indeed in a tactical battle in this first matchup. Now, just to remind the viewers that we're playing for 100,000 Jamaican dollars in our country. For those who are watching overseas, 100,000 is a lot, and which says a lot in terms of the support for this tournament. We got all full support of 64 players, and this is a B class tournament. This should actually be more of average players, not amateurs, but average, which encompass amateurs, yes, and not our top A class players. So indeed, there's a lot of players coming out for this grand prize. We also have the second place, which is $40,000, and the payout goes to top 8. Beautiful shot there by AKEIM. We just saw Spades finish his match on the other table. It was a very exciting match there. We have Lee on the 8th ball now to put his name on the scoreboard. And there his name on the scoreboard. That's the first game for Lee, and he's now leading 1-0. Now on the other table we have Brownman and Tisha playing for the 4th place matchup, or for the 4th place playoff. Brownman looking business like here. We have the other matchup, which is Marlon and Spades. They will be playing on the middle table, and that match will also be playing for 4th place decider, and to further their self in the tournament. Now Lee has gotten a ball on the break. Table is open. He has the option of sinking stripes or solids. Now Lee is on solids and he's shooting quite comfortable at the moment. No, he just caught the nipple of the pocket there with the 2 ball, seeing as if he went for the 1 ball. Now AKEIM has the perfect chance on getting himself on the scoreboard from here. However, he has one little problem, which is that 14 ball, green stripe ball beside the 8 ball down there. And he has to actually navigate his way through. If that 14 cannot be pocketed in the side, then he would have to try and break that ball out from now. Based on the leave that he has leave himself here, he only have the option of putting this 9 ball. And access denied there. Of course, viewers, this game is a very intense game. They're playing for the big bucks, and it's no weekly tournament where they're playing for $5,000 and $6,000. So it is very intense. That was a good shot by Lee, and he just has to clear these 3 solid balls and then get rid of that 8 to be placed 1 more point on the board, and he rattled in the jaws of the pocket with that 7, similar to the 2 ball. Now this layout that AKEIM has stepped to is no easy task for him. He has the 15 that is not in a good position, the 14, and he now has only one open clear shot, which is the 13 to the 9 or 13 to the side. Let's see what he up to do. And he decided to play the combination, and that wasn't a bad shot. Beautifully executed by AKEIM. He's now looking if that 10 can pass the 2. If it does, he will attempt to go for that pocket and pulling out the 7. However, he's assessing his options carefully, and he will sink that 7 ball, attempting to play safe with the 15. Seem as if something went wrong there. Think it's a miscue. He's going in his case. The cue stick on his hands, and he's now cleaning off his hands there. And I think Lee did too much with that cue ball. That was a bit too much. And now this can cost him this rack. Once AKEIM can get rid of that 14 ball, it can pose a problem for him. And he indeed get rid of that 14 ball. He indeed get rid of that 14 ball and will navigate his way through to the 15. And that wasn't such of an easy task for him. Let's see how Lee recover from this layout. He's seen the 1. However, putting the 1 will earn him no good position on the 2. But let's see what he decides to do. Wow, what a beautiful shot by Lee there. He has a difficult cut shot on the 2, but nevertheless, it's a shot on the 2. Once he can pot this 2, he will gain automatic position on the 8 ball. And that wasn't a bad cut from him there. And once Lee can get rid of, Lee can pocket this ball, then he will be 2 up. And that's 2 on the board for him. And he's Not a bad, that wasn't a bad run. Very good game there for Lee. Now Akeem has to be fighting extremely hard to come back in this finals. So we have how much place left? 8 place? At first, who will come out first? Who will come out first? Black side. So we have blacks finish, which is Clive Rowe finishing 8th place, and then we have Kevin finishing in the 7th place. So we have the 6th, 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, and 1st is between Akeem, Lee, Brownman, Teacher, Spades, and Marlon. Intermittently, whatever you like on the table, you talk. Good afternoon, viewers, and welcome back. Alright.
And for those just tuning back in, good night, viewers. This is Lauren Dash speaking. We're here at Rack 'em Up Sports Bar in New Kingston, and we are now currently seeing the match between Leroy Jones and Akeem Barkley. At the moment, the score is 2 games to 0, and that's Leroy Jones leading 2 games to 0. And here we see he's on stripes and made an unfortunate miss just now, leaving Akeem with a ball with no shot really, and the cue ball very close or kissed on the 14 ball. His only option here really is either to try to sink the one ball up the table in the corner pocket, which it seems he's going to do. Unfortunately, it misses, and it leaves Leroy Jones with a shot on the 9. It looks as though the cue ball can pass to cut the 14, and he does. Unfortunately, he's trying to pull out the 13, which missed just by a hair, but it leaves him a shot on both the 9 ball and the 12 ball. Let's see what he does here. So here we see he sinks the 12, and he's now left himself with a shot. With a shot up the table on the 10. And he comes back down table for a shot on the 9, which he will try to use to get a good position on the 13. Cut down the table back across the rail. Oh, and unfortunately it's a slight undercut and the ball touches the rail and misses. Doesn't make it quite to the pocket. So we have AKEIM Barkley coming back to the table with a cluster of solid balls to try and work around. Most likely he's going to play a safety, trying to hide Lee from the strike balls. So AKEIM calls for an extension, and we see here he's going to try and play a safety and also trying to pull the cluster or move the cluster in a different direction, which he has done successfully. And so Lee is now left with no option but to try and play a safety and sink the 7 ball, which he does successfully. And AKEIM sinks the 4 ball, coming around with a shot on the 1 ball. He has 2 options here. He can either strike the 6 into the corner pocket, which will also further pull that little cluster. Right, as he does here. Then he'll go for the 5 and come around table, either to sink the 3 in the side, or he may draw back the ball for the 2 up table. Oh, slight error there, playing the 3 ball and moving it into the path of the 9. So now the 3 ball does not look as though it will pass the 13 into the side pocket. So let's see if he can successfully pot it. Close, and it goes into the side, and now he gets a perfect angle on the 1 ball to come back down table for the 2. It's a very close game, very strategic moves by each player. As we see AKEIM here striking the 1, coming back down table for the 2 ball, and will it pass the 13? Ooh, and unfortunately it stops right behind the 13 ball, leaving him no shot on the 2 ball and will force him to play. It seems as though he has called a 1 bank kick shot on the 2 to the corner pocket, and we see here he's going for the kick shot and he misses by a hair, and that's an unfortunate ball in hand being given to Leroy Jones for this game, which will no doubt be the win for the game. So Lee will play ball in hand on the 13 into the side, the 9 into the corner pocket, and will give it a slight drawback for the 8 into the other corner. And ladies and gentlemen, will be the last game of the match. If Lee can successfully play this 9 ball with to give a leave, a good angle on the 8 for the corner. And unfortunately, due to the slight stretch that he had to make, he did not get the draw out of the cue ball, and unfortunately has left himself no shot on the 8. It's a very, very tight cut. Let's see. and he makes an attempt and leaves the ball sitting at the mouth of the pocket and calls back AKEIM to the table with a very long shot on the 2 ball. And it's now at this moment that AKEIM will have to find his composure in order to sink this 2 ball, which he has called as a cut shot. And it goes into the corner. And as you can hear, the crowd is going wild as AKEIM gets the leave to play the 8 ball into the corner pocket. And that's the match. Oh! And unfortunately, that is the match. That is the match. The final score is a 3-love to Leroy Jones. And that leaves AKEIM Barkley finishing in 6th place in this 2-day tournament. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we take a quick break here while we round up the players for the next match on table 1. This is Lauren Dash signing out until the next commentator sits in.